Well, welcome back. In the last part I basically was speaking that the course can be broader than some people expect, but also narrower than some people expect. And in case of narrowness, actually, um, if some people expect this course to cover the whole Marxism in its rights, this course doesn't do that. This course just focuses on Marxian economics. Although but I have to cut it because the time wasn't enough. Um, in some cases, also we will build some connections with the other aspects of Marxian economics, Marxism, especially when those aspects are relevant or necessary in understanding the economic view of the Marxian economics. I mean. Marx is, of course, at the center of this Marxian economics, but there are also other economists, and some are predecessors, basically, of Marx, and there are some that come after him, and also the course also has some of the critiques of Marxian economics. Some of well, the critiques are outsiders, but we also have internal discussions within the Marxian economics. We will also cover some internal discussions of the Marxian economics in this course. And we have also some 20th and 21st century Marxian economics, basically. I plan to revise the course this semester and the summer, actually, but the designed course will be in effect next time I'm teaching it. And I welcome your feedback in doing that also. I plan to revise the readings, but I will also consider whether as structure the course can also be better. So that's one thing I would like to talk. Let's continue. The course doesn't have a textbook. It has something close to textbook, which is the lecture notes that are written by me, basically. First time I taught this course, that was also in the Bosporus University. I really wrote them fast, and I had made some revisions to it, but unfortunately, I could not find anyone who will actually read them and give me some feedback. That would be wonderful if I could do that. So it is a one man's work, unfortunately. In that sense, it is not as good as even in terms of the pedagogical aspects, it's not as good as the textbooks you see in other courses in economics. I actually want to make at some point a more colorful Marxian economics textbook, basically, which might be actually, which might be something useful in my opinion in current economics. I mean, both in terms of the people who are interested in Marxism might make use of it, but also the people who are interested in economics might also make use of it. But beyond that, as I said, I mean, this is not related to directly related to the course. If I have that book, of course, I can use also that book in the course. But besides that, also, of course, I am considering making, as I said, changes in the structure. But as it is, there are lecture notes which are actually basically telling the narrative on the topic of the week, provided by me. In addition to that, you will also have the video lectures and the PowerPoint slides, basically. And in addition to that, you will also have some additional texts, basically. Let me actually show you what I mean. So this is the course page of the last semester. More or less, it is how it will look like at the end of the semester, basically. And in a typical week, of course, this is the time when we still had them. We still had the regular class. This is actually I put this in mistake there. I mean, an in-class semester. In-class semester actually it looks like this. I mean, typical week. This is the week when we had. I mean, no, this is the week when we had the COVID in effect. So this is Corona break, and this is a typical week of an online version of this course. So you have the lecture note. This is a lecture note. You have PowerPoint slide. You have video lecture. You have topic discussion, which is basically used to. You can use it to ask any question you have on the course, and then there's a discussion topic. So in terms of the resources available for the week, you have video lecture, the PowerPoint slide, the lecture notes. These are the basic information. Well, actually, when I was first designing this course, I thought, because I think I would do that if I had a chance to study Marxian economics as an undergraduate student, I thought that some of my students might be interested in the primary sources. I mean, read the Capital, read the basic resources that are first-hand resources that are basically contributed to the Marxian economics. But my friend has actually told me, well, for undergraduate students that might be too much, so they need a simpler version of the Marxian economics course. So in order to create this simpler version of, let's say, narrative, I created these resources. I mean, the basically the lecture notes, PowerPoint slides also were created, of course. However, still, for the people who want to read the primary resources, I like to create a path. So, for each week, there are readings assigned for that week. In order to reach those readings, no, you should not click the readings first, at least not first. First, you should click to the reading list. Let's click it. Okay. So, for example, for the week 2, you can see there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 readings. Some of them are related to the predecessors of Marx, who shaped his understanding of economics, and some of them, these ones actually, are on the philosophical background of the Marxian economics. As you see, for all readings here, you have a link. So in order to reach these readings, you need to copy this link and, I'm sorry. And paste. Well, the links, if the reading list is, if the text is an article like this one, no, it's not this one, an article, the link will bring you directly to the article. However, if the reading is a book chapter, in that case, the link will bring you to the index page of the book. For example, in this case, Engels, Friedrich, Socialism, Utopian, and Scientific. You got to the basically index page of this, and by clicking, for example, Utopian Socialism, you can see the Utopian Socialism chapter of this book. basically. Now, for certain readings, for example, in the week 4, for Romer, there is no link provided. For all these chapters, there is one link here. But for Romer, there is no link. Instead, you can read here, the reading will be provided. If this is stated, then what you need to do is you need to click the readings. You need to go to the relevant week, week 4, and you can press this and download the reading. So the fact that there's no readings under week 2 doesn't mean that there are no readings for week 2. That means all readings of week 2 can be accessed through the links that are provided. The fact that there is only one link for week 4 doesn't mean there is only one link for one reading for week 4. That means all readings for week 4 are other readings of week 4 are or can be at least reached through links. In order to get the full links of week 2 or week 4, basically you need to go to the reading list. By the way, just let me introduce you the Marxist.org as a resource. This is a wonderful site that contain a lot of texts that are on Marxian economics as well as related to Marxian economics. For example, I mean, you can see many authors here. Well, not all. These are all types of people. I mean, philosophers, scientists. For example, you can find here, I mean, Keynes, John Maynard Keynes, the actual Keynes, and you can see the general employment of interest, money, and general theory of interest and employment, interest, and money. This is the book basically, on which actually the Keynesian economics is based on, for example. So you can see many different texts on Marxism and subjects that are related to Marxism, basically. And you can also even, I mean, for example, by clicking to subjects, you can have some suggestions, reading lists for the subjects that you are interested in. Also for different the readings that are related to certain countries, basically. It's a good website, and if you want to improve yourself in Marxism, you might want to look at it in more detail. Okay. So these are actually this part is actually, I mean, the way. I mean, this part I have explained the way you can find these additional readings. But you can also use these readings to make an optional assignment in this course. It's not something you must, but it's something you can, and I will basically explain that option in detail. I mean, the assignment I am talking about is literature reviews. But besides that, let me also talk on discussions a little bit. So discussions will be opened for each subject, mostly on a practical subject related to that topic. Each week I will open a discussion related mostly on a practical subject related to that topic. But in some cases also some theoretical extension or some comparison. I will talk more on the discussions in the next part. Actually, we are very close to 15 minutes mark, so let me continue in the next part.